Since March, the need for charities around the region has never been greater under the pandemic. Here to talk about that in general and to talk about the United Way's campaign as well. In specific, we have Frances Hallworth, the Executive Director of United Way Niagara. Welcome, Frances.
Oh, thank you, Mike, and it's really good to see you. I haven't seen you since Songs of the City.
Well, you haven't, and when you first walked in, you noticed my mustache.
Yes, I did.
It is, you're right, I never wear a mustache. It's a Movember campaign.
Yes, yep.
And just to let you know, I surpassed the goal. We surpassed the goal here at Coachco.
Great.
We had a goal of $1,000 and we raised $1,020 as of this weekend.
All right,
for Men's
and you still
Health.
have more time?
Still more time,
Okay.
yeah. Another week before my wife is going to force me to shave this off.
Okay, see me on my way out. I can add to that.
Perfect. Let's talk about what you're raising funds for yourself. United Way, of course, United Way Niagara with the merger, looking after charities across the region. Must be very difficult right now to raise funds. You can't hold events.
Right, so I would say there are really, two challenges right now in Niagara and actually across Canada. So we have increased demand for services, but on the other hand, we have decreased revenue. So just for example, our food banks are seeing a 30% increase in the number of visits that they're having. Our local 211, their calls doubled with people looking for assistance on mental health, housing, food. And we do know that the number of people who are dying because of opioid overdose is increasing.
The number is staggering.
It
11
is.
a month?
Yeah.
Here in Niagara?
I know, it's absolutely, it's just devastating what's happening. And so there's increased need in many of our organizations, but yet on the other hand, people are struggling with decreased revenue. So, many of our charities, they are counting on United Way more than ever this year because their donations are down. And then special events is just, been devastating to the not-for-profit sector, as it has been to hospitality and many other sectors. But charities count on their events, and some people are so creative and put so much energy into their events, and to not be able to do almost all of them. So it's a bit of a double whammy for people.
It must almost be heartbreaking for you to be fielding all of these requests from all of the charities and knowing how difficult it will be to raise the funds.
Oh, absolutely. We have been, I would say, quite lucky. When the pandemic started, we did everything we possibly could to try and help the not-for-profit sector. And we received some federal money, as you probably know. So we were able to distribute about $1.7 million.
And that was through your emergency fund?
Well, that was not only our emergency fund, but it was also from the federal government.
Right.
So we were able to distribute that to charities across Niagara. But at the beginning of the pandemic, you couldn't even get food because everyone was, buying everything that was
That's
on
right.
the shelves. So it was very hard for anyone to get food. So we were able to secure some transport truckloads of food and had it delivered to all of the food banks across Niagara because, their shelves were getting bare. And so we have done things like we partnered with nutrition partners for 2,000 kids to get some supplies and a gift card with going back to school because we missed out on our whole backpack program because how do you do that and
Right.
keep volunteers safe? And
When you look at us moving into, or maybe we're in the midst of this second wave of the pandemic, how much more difficult does that make things for you moving forward?
well, I think it makes it more difficult for everyone because I think at the beginning there was hope that this was not going to last too long. I think we were overly optimistic at the beginning, and we know that the longer this goes on, the harder it hits businesses, and that's where a lot of the donations come from. And so, we're counting on a lot of people in our communities to continue donating to charities, and those that can are, but we know people are laid off, some people have lost jobs. It's a very difficult situation.
Christmas season as well coming up, and that's a point in time where a lot of charities ramp up their efforts to help others.
Absolutely. And we have an amazing community, and I think they will be there to help with the Christmas donations that go out.
You had the mask campaign. Maybe I shouldn't be calling it a campaign.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
But you were selling masks partially to help people out during this time when people needed them, but also to raise funds. How did that go?
Oh, it went absolutely fabulous. So our friends Dom and Patrizia, we started slowly. We set up a few tables here and there, and we sold them unbelievably quick. And then people who bought those wanted 10 more for their family members, and well, we can't keep selling with tables and parking lots. So Dom and Patrizia helped us move that online, and we've been selling quite a few masks. And if anyone's interested in one, they look like this, and you can get them on our website.
And they're still selling.
Oh my goodness, so now we're getting repeat customers because they're very comfortable to wear. So you see me wear mine and you're like, where'd you get that? So
I bought 4 of them when you first set up
Good.
outside of Locomotive Marketing in Niagara-on-the-Lake.
yes.
Yeah, and they're very comfortable. In fact, I bought 4, one for each member of the family, but I've never worn mine because mine got stolen
Right,
by another
right.
member of
and
the
if I
family.
had known that, I would have brought you one.
Thank you. Auction for Action, that's on right now?
It is, and if you happen to go to the webpage, you'll see that we've already surpassed our goal, but don't let that stop you from going online and bidding up those items even more.
What are some of the items that you have?
Well, actually, I was looking at an item the other day, which was a really nice beach package with all kinds of beach towels. There's trips, there's activities, everything you can think of.
Where, these funds, where will they be used for?
So these will be used to fund the not-for-profits in Niagara.
When we look at Auction for Action, as far as that goes with this year's campaign, where are you on this campaign as far as financial demand and
Right.
finances raised?
Right. So one of the things is it's very hard to compare to last year because we're not comparing apples to apples. We know that a lot of workplaces who are huge United Way supporters and run great employee campaigns had to start a bit late. So at this time, we're not exactly sure where we're going to land, but we have our fingers crossed that it will be a successful campaign because it needs to be.
What percentage of your fundraising every year is from workplace donations?
Over half is from our workplace.
Over half?
Yeah,
That's incredible.
yeah.
I didn't realize that. And so right now, with so many people not at work, it really handcuffs you.
It does. But we're also lucky we have some sectors where people have not been affected. There has been no layoffs in some of the public sector areas, so we've been lucky that way.
Many charities take on their own fundraising as well. During these difficult times, how do you coordinate what you do with what they're doing?
Right. So if it's, you'll find that charities will do events throughout the entire year. You'll notice we're not really heavy on events. I would say our charities do a lot more events than we do.
Frances, thank you for joining us. And how can people make donations to the United Way right now?
Well, the best way to do that is to go to our website at unitedwayniagara.org.
And can they direct their donations
Yes, they
to
can.
certain charities?
Yes, they can.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Have a great day.